UTPA women's basketball keeps rolling. We'll show you how they're doing it. UTPA baseball crowned the champion in their annual stake series, and women's tennis garners its first WAC award of the season. This is Bronc Country. Welcome to Bronc Country. I'm Jonah Goldberg. The University of Texas Pan American basketball teams faced one of their toughest challenges of the season as they took on New Mexico State in their lone WAC games last week. Ladies first, the Broncs and Aggies entered with identical 3-2 WAC records with wins and losses against the same teams. The Broncs led early as this Jasmine Thompson layup puts them up 7-5, but then the Aggies offense exploded. We skip ahead to the midway point of the half. Broncs now down 14 before Thompson hits this jumper. The Broncs pulled within 5 on this Tandrea Nolan free throws late in the first half, but over the next minute, the Aggies hit 3 threes to push their lead back out to 14. So 39-25 with 2.5 minutes left, but now it's the Broncs' turn. Sherelle Price buries the 3. And then Shante Goff hits a jumper, Broncs within 8 at the half. Start of the second half, and it's more Broncs. Tonisha Walker knocks down the jumper. Brittany Bush hits the layup. And then Walker hits the 3. Caps a 15-2 run, Broncs within 41-40. The Aggies were able to get their lead back out to 8, and with 7 minutes left, the Broncs are down 7. But Price decides to start another run with a 3. Broncs within 59-55. 1 minute later, it's Kaylin Boyd to the basket. Broncs within 2. And then next time down the court, it's Nolan. Ties the game! With 5:16 left, Denisha Williamson hit a jumper to put the Aggies back on top, but the Broncs defense buckled down and didn't let the Aggies score again. As for the offense, Boyd hits a pair of free throws here to tie the game. And then with 4:12 remaining, Walker hits a free throw to give the Broncs a 62-61 lead. Next time down the court, it's Walker again. Broncs by 3. And then with 11.1 ticks of the clock remaining, Thompson hits a pair of free throws to ice the game. Broncs win 66-61. Thompson led the Broncs with 14 points and 8 rebounds. Big game for Walker too. She scored 12. How about Goff? We're used to her lighting up the points column, but while she was held to 9, Goff grabbed a career-high 11 rebounds and dished out a career-high 7 assists. And then Bush, despite only playing 15 minutes, finished with 10 boards. Overall, a solid effort and a great comeback win for the Broncs.
Well, I mean, it's again, we just show determination. We have a saying that we're going to fight people till hell freezes over, then we're going to fight them on ice. And that last 5 minutes, we were fighting on ice. And these kids play hard, but I get after them. I'm hard on them, but we're never going to give in. And that's the key thing to winning this big ball game. What a big win for our program.
Basically, our comeback was all on defense. We went in at halftime down and kind of a little upset about because they shot 46% the first half, so we knew we had to come back and just lock everything up and hold them to a minimum of points.
Jasmine Thompson is a gamer. I mean, she's a ball player, and she should be elevating her game even more. She has that kind of potential, but she's got to finish what she starts, and that's what we're after.
I just get out and do whatever my team needs me to do. I wouldn't say my performance helped the team win. The team as a whole helped each other win. We all get involved, share the ball, get easy baskets.
Here's a look at the WAC standings. The Broncs now 10-9 overall, matching their best 19-game start in program history. If they win their next 2 games, they'll have the record for best start all to themselves. The Broncs also 4-2 in WAC play, tied with Bakersfield for 3rd place. The Broncs visit Bakersfield on Saturday, but first they travel to Utah Valley on Thursday. As for the men, they fell at defending WAC champion and unanimous preseason favorite New Mexico State 90-78. The Broncs jumped out to a 17-5 lead, but the Aggies just had too much size. The Shacks led the way, Boga with 19 points and 6 assists, Hines with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Add in Javon Farrell's 14 and Justin Leather's 10, and we have the 6th time this season that the Broncs have had 4 players reach double figures in scoring.
Well, we came out and really played well early, and then made a few mental errors, and they got into transition and got some easy baskets, and then first half it was kind of back and forth most of the half, and they got us down, I think, 6 or 8, and then we knocked a couple shots down at the end of the half and cut it to 3. And then the second half, a little more of the same, back and forth, and then they jumped out to about a 10, 12-point lead, and it seesawed, back 12-8 the rest of the game, but we couldn't get over the hump with their size and strength was a real factor for us, and what they could do at the rim, even whether they played well offensively or didn't, they could go get it, grab it, and kind of dominate us physically around the basket.
As for what it all means in the standings, the Broncs now in 6th at 2-4. The Aggies move into second-place tie with Chicago State and Grand Canyon. Utah Valley will bring their unblemished WAC record to the UTPA Fieldhouse on Thursday for a big matchup, and then the Broncs host 1-5 Bakersfield on Saturday.
Utah Valley's undefeated in the league, playing well. They're a very intelligent team. Coach's son at the point that really does a good job for them. They have a good inside player with Ard, but again, at least physically, we're not outmatched as much as we've been maybe against teams like Seattle and New Mexico State that have that tremendous size advantage against us. So, a team that if we play well, and hopefully we'll find one of these nights at home that we play well, and then Bakersfield I really haven't gotten to watch yet, but be 2 good games for us and get us a chance to get back to 500 in the league at home if we can get them done.
Now that winter break's over, it's time to start thinking about spring break. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking Vegas. And what do you know? That's where the WAC tournaments are this year. You can get a ticket to all 14 WAC tournament men's and women's basketball games for just $165. We even have an in on hotel rooms through corporate travel. So give us a call or visit UTPABronx.com/WAC today. Hey, we've been telling you Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger, haven't we? Well, Viva Las Vegas! The Bronx baseball team normally holds their annual stake series in the fall, but due to inclement weather, it was pushed back to the spring. Next on Bronc Country, we take you to the Green and White World Series.
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go home the big winner.
Ticket packages on sale now at UTPABronx.com. Ever since Manny Mantrana has been a baseball head coach, he's held something called the Stake Series. He splits his team in 2 and pits them against each other. The first point is based on fall semester GPA. In this case, the green team won 3.29 to 3.13. The second point is based on an obstacle course, and the third is based on a best-of-3 Green and White World Series. The winning team gets to eat steak served to them by the losing team at a team barbecue during the spring. The losing team eats burgers. So, with the green team already up 1-0, the obstacle course becomes a must-win for white, and it was ultra-competitive early. The players from each team had to start by running the stairs in the stadium. They then moved on to hurdles, and then had to roll a tire the length of the bullpen. That led the players to a sprint around the warning track, stopping to jump rope, perform squats, and do crunches. The next step is to get down and dirty, crawling in the dirt underneath a batting screen, before sprinting to the stairs and back to the start line. When the times were all tallied, the white team won with a total time of 49:02. The green team finished in 49:51.
Well, the purpose, obviously, number one is the team chemistry. Let them compete versus one another, cheer each other on. But also, it's an exercise for mental toughness, Jonah. I mean, to finish the course, it's grueling, and they did a pretty good job.
Winning the Bronc Challenge is just something else that comes with the territory as far as the green and white series. I mean, the white team has been winning for the last 3 years, so being a part of the white team, one of the captains in the white team, you know, we take it really serious as far as competition with the other guys as well. So, you know, we go as hard as we can.
So it all comes down to the Green and White World Series, and Game 1 came down to senior pitching. Sam Street, starting for White, gets leadoff man Michael Baca to ground out to start the game. Nice scoop by Victor Garcia Jr. on the back end. Street did a great job of keeping the ball down, gets Brian Stites to ground out, and then gets Evan Mason looking. More of the same in the second. Dylan Engelhardt grounds out, Edgar Cordone swinging, and then Blake Thomas on the ground. 6 up, 6 down for Street. Street got all the support he needed in the first. Alex Howe leads off with a single against Andrew Padron. Victor Garcia follows with a single, out to third. And then Alberto Morales flies out to left. It's a sacrifice fly. Howe scores. It's 1-0 White. After Jacob Huckabee gets plunked, Brian Ramirez loads the bases with an infield single. And then Jesus Garcia, Yahtzee. Victor Garcia scores. 2-0 White. 1 out later, Andy Fortuna, good eye. Forces home Huckabee. 3-0 White. Green broke through against Street in the third. Brandon Roush leads off with a single. Omar Avila gets plunked. And then Shane Ammon lays down the sacrifice bunt to put ducks on the pond with 1 out. Next batter, Michael Baca able to poke a nasty offering by Street to short. Infield back, so the run scores. Green within 3-1. Top 4, Green with 2 on and nobody out. And Street having none of that. Strikes out Cordone. Gets Thomas looking. And then Avila goes down looking. Street struck out 5 in 4 innings. Top 5, Matthew Harrell takes over, and it's more of the same. Baca goes down swinging. 1 of 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3-5 for Harrell. Green got on the board against Harrell in the 6th. Stites leads off with a double. He'll move to third on a ground out, and then 1 batter later, Cordone lifts a fly ball to center. That's deep enough to get Stites home. Green within 3-2. That's where the score stayed until the 8th, when, with 1 on and 2 out, Ramirez answers with a double of his own. Scores Huckabee all the way from first base. White up 4-2, and that was plenty for Harrell. Top 9, Cordone down looking. Thomas swinging, and then 1 batter later, Avila goes down looking. Harrell struck out 6 in 5 innings. White wins 4-2.
Just taking what I do in practice every day, taking it out onto the field, implementing the strategies that coaches try and preach to us, and it just worked out today. I was just trying to get out as fast as I can, make as much contact, and luckily enough, they're just swinging through pitches and watching a couple.
I thought the pitching was really good. Matt threw the ball really well. Sam threw well. Our freshman Tanner Dickerson threw well, and even our freshman Andrew Padron gave up 3 in the first inning, but he settled down and put up zeros the rest of the time he was there, and it was a well-played game. 4-2, well played. So that was good to see. The upperclassmen throw well, like Sam and Matt, and the young guys like Dickerson and Padron throw well also.
I thought it was evenly matched. I think both teams did a great job. We were pretty consistent with everything. We played good defense. Both pitchers on both sides pitched well. We both had timely hits, but I think we edged them out today. Overall, it was a good first day, and looking forward to tomorrow.
On to Game 2, White looking to complete the series sweep, but early on, Green was in control. Pick it up in the bottom of the third, and Omar Avila draws a leadoff walk against Alex Henson. 1 out after a Shane Ammon single, Brian Stites walks to load the bases, and that sets this up. Evan Mason hits it back to the mound. Henson decides to go to second, but the ball goes into center field. 2 runs score. It's 2-0 Green. Kyle Tokunaga on in relief. Next batter, Dylan Engelhardt. RBI single scores Mason. It's 3-0 Green. And the way Blake English was throwing, it seemed like a mountain. Top 1, Alex Howe down looking. Alberto Morales goes down swinging. And then Jacob Huckabee goes down looking. Move ahead to the 4th. English still mowing them down. Morales down looking. Huckabee too. But then Ramirez walks. And Jesus Garcia gets plunked. First jam for English. Next batter, Lee Rios. RBI single drives home Ramirez, White pulls within 3-1.
First inning I threw really well. Straight fastballs, everything was working. Second inning went really well. Got some ground balls, caught some pop flies. Everything was pretty much working today. My curveball was really on point. My changeup was low and away, but I made the adjustment, got out of the inning. Third inning was pretty well. It's got a few ground balls, got us out of the inning. Fourth inning started off real well. 2 strikeouts, kind of lost focus, and gave up 1 run, walked, hit a batter, and then got us out of the inning with 1 run. Gave up 1 run through 4 innings. I mean, I can't complain.
Blake was good. Blake was probably today the only bright side on the mound. He threw a lot of strikes, competed, and he threw extremely well today.
Next inning, Logan landed in relief. Runners at second and third, no one out. Victor Garcia hits it on the ground. Great play by Baca to nip Garcia, but Jonathan Garza scores, White within 3-2. On to the 7th, Garza led off with a single against Matt Daniels, moved to second on a wild pitch. And now to third. And then, as Morales walks, the ball gets away. Garza races home and beats the tag. Game tied at 3.
It's in the dirt. We're taught to, if we're at first, to automatically go. You know, if it's in the dirt, we got to go. We got to take advantage of those runs they give us. At second base, you know, just trying to get the pitcher off balance, whatever we can do. Try to help the batter out. And on third, just trying to go. If it's in the dirt as well, we're going.
Well, that's big because that's a free base that the defense is giving you. And they have to understand that any ball is in the dirt, especially at first base, you know, they have to get to second base. Does a lot of things for you. Obviously, a base hit, he can score, eliminates the double plays. But he did a good job recognizing those, but we have to do that as a team and not just 1 or 2 guys.
Top 8, last inning due to time constraints, and Jesus Garcia delivers into the left field bullpen. Only home run of the series, White goes up 4-3.
I was just trying to get on base. I knew we needed base runners, and it was the last inning, and I was looking for a pitch in, and that's what I got. I just put the bat on it. The ball kept on going, and I don't know how to describe this. It was an awesome feeling for me.
Little later on, Jarrett Johnson walked the bases loaded, and Victor Garcia walks to force in a run. And then Morales gets plunked to force in another run. 6-3 White. Bottom 8, Ammon the tying run at the plate, hits it sharply to short, but look at the play by Garcia to turn a double play. Ends the game. And then the celebration begins.
We've won it for the last 3 years, so it's just a championship belt that we brought it back to the white team. So as part of one of the white team captains, you know, I'm excited and happy for our guys.
The Broncs open the season February 14th against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which means it's time to get your season tickets. For just $100, you can get tickets that are good for all of the Broncs games this season. To get yours now, give the Broncs a call at 956-665-2221 or visit UTPAAbroncs.com. The women's tennis team earned its first WAC honor of the season. Next on Bronc Country, we catch up with senior captain Wanda Beguelin. After playing as an independent last year, the UTPA women's tennis team was thrilled to join the WAC for several reasons. The most well documented, and this applies to most of the Broncs teams, is access to an automatic qualifier to the NCAA tournament. But another reason is the ability to earn conference awards. And it only took one dual meet before the Broncs earned their first award. For last week's upset win at number 4 singles at number 19 Baylor, senior captain Wanda Beguelin earned WAC Player of the Week honors.
I think it definitely sets a good tone for us to start off. You know, first match of the season. I know the overall match didn't go our way, but to have something good come out of it is really what we're looking for. I'm looking for improvement for my team, and to have my senior really step up and be a leader for them is definitely a good step in the right direction.
It feels great. I'm really happy about it. I didn't expect it at all, so it was a great surprise. I feel great about it, and I'm really happy.
It's an award that Beguelin and the Broncs have had time to savor, as their home opener, scheduled for last Friday against UMBC, was canceled due to inclement weather.
We're always, happy to have home matches, so to have one canceled, especially our first one, is a little bit of a downer for the team. But we have another one coming up. Our next match is also a home match, so we'll easily get past this and look forward to playing Prairie View at home.
Men's tennis was also supposed to play UMBC, but after that cancellation, the Broncs had to wait to open their home slate until Saturday. Facing Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns swept through the doubles point, so we pick it up at number 5 singles. Alejandro Sanoa got off to a great start, taking his first set 6-3. He dropped the second set 3-6 and fell on a tiebreaker 5-7. Over at number 3 singles, Shane Pedidi dropped his first set 2-6, so we pick it up in the second set, and Panditi turned the tables. Takes the second set 6-2 to force a tiebreaker of his own, but falls 1-6. The Raging Cajuns ended up sweeping past the Broncs 0-7. The Broncs play at home twice on Saturday, hosting Oral Roberts at 10 a.m. and Prairie View A&M at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I thought we had a higher level of play this weekend than we did the first weekend, so it's good to see the improvement. Still too many valleys in our play, and a little bit too many valleys in our competitiveness. So we need to fix that. We've got to be, our self-awareness and our self-knowledge must continue to expand and improve, which it will, and guys will be able to turn some things around a little bit sooner than what we did today. Because that team they're good, and we're getting good. So this was a fun match for us. It was good for me as the head coach with all these guys to really see some things. We had some tests in front of us, and so it was good to come out and answer some questions that I had personally about my group of guys, and they answered them, everyone to a man.
If you want to show your support for the tennis teams or any of our other sports, donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund today. You can become a member of the BAF for just $50 a year. All of the money raised goes directly to student-athlete scholarships, so visit BroncAthleticFund.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student-athletes. One way you can donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund is by participating in our 8th annual Bay Fishing Tournament, affectionately known as BAIT, on South Padre Island on April 12th. You could be one of 8 teams to win over $10,000 in cash prizes, including a $4,000 grand prize. Interest piqued? Visit UTPABronx.com/bait for more information.
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go home the big winner.
Ticket packages on sale now at UTPABronx.com. Here's what's coming up for the Broncs. Men's and women's basketball facing off against Utah Valley and Bakersfield. The men at home this time, hosting Utah Valley Thursday at 7 and Bakersfield Saturday at 7, while the women head on the road, Utah Valley Thursday night and Bakersfield with a Saturday matinee. Indoor track and field back in action at Texas Tech. The tennis teams are both at home. The men host both Oral Roberts and Prairie View A&M on Saturday, while the women get their long-awaited home opener on Sunday, also against Prairie View A&M. We want to thank you for stamping your passport in Bronc Country this week. Schedule another visit for next week. But until then, go Broncs!
Madness is calling. The 2014 WAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament. March 12th through the 15th at Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. 16 teams battle through the brackets on their way to the big dance. Be there to see who will go
Ticket packages on sale now at utpabronx.com.